It's time now for the award-winning #1 local talk show in Northeast Pennsylvania, The Sam Lesante Show. Now here's your host, Sam Lesante.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us. You're joining us on the Mayor's Report. Now we have two Mayor's Report, as you know. We have the Mayor's Report from Pottsville with Mayor Dave Clews, and we have the Hazleton Mayor's Report with Mayor Jeff Cassett. We happen to be here in Pottsville with the good mayor, and we're at Jerry's Classic Car Museum. David, how are you?
Doing well, Sam. Keeping busy. I've been running quite a bit. A lot of things going on in Pottsville, and just.
How is 12 Volts, Dave?
12 Volt Dave is doing well. We, keep busy. Right now, I'm a one-man show. My installer I got to marry my installer a weekend ago, and he's on his honeymoon right now.
Good, good. We were talking to someone, I bump into people, and the one lady asked me, she says, how did he get the name 12 Volt Dave? We've talked about this before, but tell us how we got the name 12 Volt Dave, because my wife calls you 9 Volt Dave. How did you get 12 Volt Dave?
Well, the operating systems in vehicles it's a 12 volt battery. And years ago, before I had my own shop, I worked for Haddisty's. They said, do a radio spot. And I said, okay. They said, you record it. I said, I can do that. And when meeting with my coworkers, they, of course, wanted to know why the boss called me in. I told them why. I said, now I got to come up with something. I said, kind of catchy. I said, at the time, there was a gentleman in New York when his Crazy Eddie, his prices were insane.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I said, I got to do something like Crazy Eddie. Okay. And I was like, boom, boom, Dave. And one of my coworkers just turned and went 12 Volt Dave.
That's stuck.
Been there, and it's stuck ever since.
It's amazing, you were telling me all the things that you do there. There's so many things. What's the latest thing that you're doing now?
The latest thing has been people are upgrading radios to have what's called Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So it actually lets their radio mimic their smartphone. They're looking at the same apps on their smartphone, but now it's right on the screen in their car.
Wow.
So the gizmo they're already used to fingering and thumbing all through all the icons now comes right up on the radio itself. So they instantly have access to navigation with Google, Waze, and all the other mapping that's out there.
Wow.
That seems to be the biggest thing.
And then you have alarms, and you have
alarms,
stuff,
car starters, all kinds of stuff.
Now let's talk about the mayor.
Yes.
And let's talk about Pottsville.
Okay.
You're familiar with that, aren't you?
I'm familiar with that.
Okay. What about some of the events that are going on?
Well, we have Memorial Day coming up. This weekend. We'll start with the Memorial Day Mile, which starts at 18th Street. It's a downhill run from 18th into Garfield Square, which also kicks off our beginning of our fitness challenge that we run throughout the summer. Different events to make people healthy. Yoga classes. Things of that nature. This year we added the Maroons Challenge, which is kind of going to be a Spartans game type of thing, simplified, but our first year trying to work that in. Just a lot of good things happening, with the fitness challenge. Thanks to CACL, who's been a big sponsor of it, and Titan Threads did our shirts for us this year. It's a good way for the community to come out and get together. Pool will be opening soon. I know they started filling it yesterday.
You were involved with Fireman's Parade, right?
Unfortunately, that day was a really busy day for me. In the morning, we dedicated the historic marker to Alan Jaffe. We had the Preservation Hall band here from Louisiana, New Orleans. It was an amazing day. Several hundred people.
That same day?
The same day as the Firemen's Convention.
Oh, my God.
If that wasn't enough, at the same time the Firemen's Convention was going off, was when I was performing my installer's wedding up at Yingling Park. So I kind of had to tell the chiefs I can't be in two places at once.
Oh, wow. What an active day that was.
It was a very active day.
But Jerry, on our Schuylkill report, Jerry Enders did a great job in explaining these are events that you have a lot of fun with, right?
It is. We have an upcoming Brew Fest. I'm not sure the date on that. That's also in June. Downtown Century, a lot of microbreweries come in for our own Pilgaroo. Here, microbrewery sponsors that event, or at least organizes it along with Cousin Dave Productions, not me, another Dave. Yeah. Brings a lot of people to the city, so we have that happening. You mentioned the pool, and two things about, I always like to bring up about our pool. We teach swimming classes, and everybody usually associates that with younger people learning to swim, and that's true. But we also have one of the only adaptive swim programs in the county. That means those children that are challenged, that normally can't get into a pool, we have a way to do that. We have a person trained, actually I believe 2 now, trained in helping and assisting those people. And for the first time ever, we're going to be offering swimming lessons to adults. So, pool keeps going, and
I don't know how to
doing
swim.
new things.
I don't know how to swim. I'll be one of those adults.
You'll be one of those people?
It's amazing. It's funny. When the kids are small, we would go, certainly the pools. Now, I don't know what it is, but if I put flippers on, I could go in 80 feet water. It's like psychological with me, you know what I mean? Don't say anything.
That's almost too easy.
Yeah, I know it's too easy. So now you delivered this State of the City address on May 7th, right? So let's, for those people who weren't able to be there, or what are some of the things that you highlight?
We talked about a lot of things. I started off by saying that I felt like I was on the show Shark Tank, and that I was being, had to present my thing. I said my company name would be Neighborhoods, Teamworks, and Believe. So, we all got to get together as neighborhoods. You and I are of the age, we remember how neighborhoods used to be. Everybody knew the names. Yep. Everybody cut their grass when somebody started. And I think that's still important. And when you have that teamwork working, again, the city progresses. It's domino effect, I feel. And of course, you got to believe. This is my hometown. I still believe it's a great place to live, work, and raise children. So that was kind of how I presented. And then just to distract them a little bit, for grandparents who are familiar with the song Baby Shark, I had them slip that into the presentation just to be a little annoying. But we talked about then, we went department by department. We talked about the streets department, 56 miles of streets to take care of every year. We listed our paving program for this year, which next year, I think we're just going to name that we are paving X amount of miles of streets. Because when you give a list, everybody's street who's not on the list.
Yeah.
And we have a long-term and well-planned list of streets to be taken care of.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody in their neighborhood thinks their street is the worst. And, not discounting that at all.
Yeah.
But believe me, there are streets, we try and do this in an orderly fashion that makes sense. We're adding 300 more tons of asphalt to our paving program this year. We did 12,000 tons of asphalt last year, adding another 3 this year. And on top of taking care of that, all our streets, the city owns 56 vehicles, and our city garage takes care of the majority of the maintenance on those things, from our plow trucks, dump trucks, to our city police cars. Our city garage, or our street department, is tasked with taking care of those things. They're a busy group. So,
Do you have the streets department, did they go around looking at, especially potholes? I mean, one of the things that irritates me the most is when you hit a pothole that's not like a small one, but a big one where it throws your car out of line, etc. Do you have a city crew that goes around, or people could call and say, look, there's a bad pothole here in front of our house or down the street? They should be doing that.
And they do. We try and respond to those calls as quickly as we can. I know I've on occasion, and I still try and get out and drive around town.
Yeah.
So when I hear something in a meeting, on Pierce Street there's this, or on Grant Street there's that, I like to go out and actually see it. And there are times, like I said, when I'm driving around, I'll come back and I'll go to Tommy Whitaker, our street supervisor, and go, "Hey, have you been on this street lately?
Yeah.
I almost got swallowed up by a pothole. Can we take care of that?"
Yeah.
And Tommy's pretty good about it. The ones that are frustrating, at least, and they happen to be some of the more highly traveled streets. Market Street and part of Center Street is PA Route 209.
Okay.
The state takes care of that. In fact, they don't like when we do things to it.
Yeah.
We just did because, again, like I said, we're doing this Memorial Day mile. They're going to run down Market Street.
Yeah.
There's some holes we're filling in.
I want to take one quick break. We're talking to Dave Clews, my friends. It's the Mayor's Report. Remember, we have two Mayor's Report. Hazelton with Mayor Jeff Cassett, and of course with Mayor Dave Clews. We'll be back right after this. Well, welcome back to the Mayor's Report here in Pottsville with Mayor Dave Clews. As you know, we have the Mayor's Report in Hazelton with Mayor Jeff Cassett. And once again, I want to thank, first of all, Jerry Enders, who, as you know, co-hosts our show, Schuylkill Report. We're at his fabulous place. Jerry's museum is just absolutely beautiful. But I want to also thank the sponsors, Jerry's Northeast Auto Sales, our media sponsor, Republican Herald. And if you're not getting the paper, my friends, listen to me. Subscribe for the paper. The Sunday coupons will make money for you. I do it all the time. And of course, Explore Schuylkill, the best. Bob Weaver Chevrolet, always there for us. 12-0 Dave, sitting next to me. Pottsville Eye, need an eye examination? Pottsville Eye, they're the people to go to. Lehigh Valley Hospital, Schuylkill, Simon Kramer, and attorney Christine Holman. We want to thank, there's just some of them that you see advertising with. So we appreciate that very much. Mayor, so we were talking about your State of the City address. We talked about the roads. What else did you address?
Well, we talked about one of the things under recreation is, and on Friday we're dedicating, pickleball has become quite popular. So we
do you play it?
I haven't played it yet.
Jerry Enders is playing every day.
He's lightning quick on the courts,
unbelievable.
cat-like movements.
Yes.
It's amazing. But on this Friday, we're dedicating a new pickleball court up at 8th and Pierce Street. Very well done. Have a 26-team league that's starting in it this summer. So we're awful proud of what has happened up there. Just another thing, trying to make things a little more neighborhood and friendly in the city. We talked about our police department, which right now is short-staffed, and we just had one new hire start a couple of weeks ago. We'll have another officer coming on in June, and are planning to retest for some future hires. We know this coming year we have several officers are going to retire, so we're trying to keep that service and protection up for the city. Those guys, I just seen one of the things I reported on was by officer, they've got like 500 calls a piece a year. Now that's kind of dividing it all up. That's a lot of calls, and they have a 71% completion rate on all those calls. Wow. They're very busy there. I'm awfully proud of our police department. They keep going.
All of them.
Every
police department.
24/7.
Yep.
Pottsville's still lucky to have that. If you haven't, you can watch all the communities around us that have gone to either a daytime with no nighttime coverage, or in some cases, they're just now relying on, Pennsylvania State Police to cover their, boroughs and townships. Response times change. We're fortunate here in the city to still have a full-time police department. And then we go to our fire department, and 7 companies do an incredible amount of calls a year. 896 calls they responded to this year. 896. So if you take 365, that's 2-point-some calls a day. Volunteers.
And that's up from the last time we talked in front of the fire department.
And we talked in front of the fire department. It was up, wasn't a big number up, but it was up over it. They've now added, along with our police department, a drone, so we can look for lost people, car pursuits. It's got infrared cameras, so we can fly it over a fire scene,
Wow.
find people inside, or find out the hottest spot in the fire.
Wow.
Great technology to have. Use some of the COVID money
Yes.
to do that before they take it back from us. So another addition there with the fire and the police department. We added in-car cameras that both watch for vehicles, unregistered warrants, and so on, and monitor in-car when they're bringing a suspect in, so that everything's done correctly, documented, recorded. So advances that way. One of the things we talked about how many calls they do this year. Up over last, I can break it all down in building inspections and stuff. This year, I wanted to acknowledge the Pottsville Fire Department, and for those of you interested in becoming a volunteer fireman, here's some incentive. When guys start running calls, they keep a call count, how many they've responded to, and 2 weeks before Christmas, through the Fireman's Trust, we're able to say, here's X amount of dollars per call for your clothing, is how we do it.
Oh.
So they get kind of a nice little bonus right before, 2 weeks before Christmas. Nice added bonus. So what I wanted to do this year was say, hey, give me the top 3 names of who did the most calls. So we honored Kurt Shellhammer from Yorkville Hose, John Hoffman from Yorkville Hose, and Ricky Mastician with the American Hose. All of them ran over 225 calls for each one of those people. Wow. And then we kind of wrapped it up with, without certain community businesses, it's very tough to get things done in the city, sponsoring of parades, sponsoring of fireworks. City can't always build that into their budget and, make it make sense for everybody in town. This year we decided we acknowledge CACL. They've been very generous, from our Memorial Day Mile to our fitness challenge, fireworks, and you pretty much can't drive around Pottsville and not see on a Little League field or a high school baseball field here their logo up for helping sponsor those things. So we honored them with a nice plaque. The other company that we honored this year was Hexcel Corporation. They have been there for us. Thanks to them, we've had a over 30-foot Christmas tree every year, which cost about $3,000, and they've always helped us with that. A couple of years ago, they got us a new tree topper for it, another nice addition. They've always stepped up for fireworks, and when we need them, we know they're there, and they've been a great assistance to the city.
I want to, you were very active with the business, you still active with the business community?
Not as much as
because you were like a president.
I was president of PBA.
And one of the things that used to be my pet peeve when I had my piano and organ stores, of course we had them throughout the state, but when we were in like Hazleton on Wyoming Street, a lot of businesses there. Okay, and we always looked for, well, how do we get people to support us? Because in turn, we're always supporting Little Leagues or this or whatever, like you said, the city. And so the city would come up with some, business-friendly projects, okay? When they didn't have that, well, they came to us to participate in different things, but no one supported us. It's like Jerry's Museum here, okay? I mean, first of all, it's fantastic. But, you want to, that's why, not that I'm picking on the guy again, the parking, you want to make it business friendly. And sometimes it's a difficult task. How are you achieving that? I got about a minute left.
It's, and parking's always a big thing.
Yeah.
I'm a businessman. I'm not downtown and I have my own parking lot. So, but I can still sympathize because all the years I was president of the business association. It's tough, and when you present things in a way, especially in the media, that cast a negative light on things, it doesn't help. I mean, a lot of towns have parking meters. A lot of towns are more expensive. Some are cheaper. A lot of towns have gone to apps because parking meters are going out.
Yeah.
But trying to get the parking authority to look at it, not financially, but from a business-friendly side.
Yes.
It has been very challenging,
Yeah.
and I
Well,
continue to
think,
do
first
it.
of all, shame on them. Shame on them. Because anybody who has a business today, they're struggling the way it is. And we don't need the authority or anyone else making our business more difficult. What we need them to do is say, how can we help you, Mr. Business Person, okay? And it's a very, very pet peeve for me because I had retail stores. And they always came to us, you know, and we would do that, but however, come on, help us out too, okay? I know how you feel about that,
Oh,
but
and you know,
it's just bull.
They've asked me, and kind of real quick, the PBA president said to me, didn't they used to have a couple of weeks or days free parking at Christmas? I said, yes, they did. He goes, why don't we anymore? I said, when did you ask?
Yeah.
Yeah. I said, I can pretty much tell you, if you haven't caught on that they're kind of financially driven,
Yeah.
you got to ask.
That's
and when
right.
you ask, bring more than one person.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, let them know how important this is.
Well, that whole thing is a pet peeve with mine. Okay, I just say shame on them. I'm talking to Mayor Clews. It's the Mayor's Report, my friend. Remember, ssptv.com. Any questions you have or any comments, let me know. We'll be back right after this. Well, welcome back to the Mayor's Report. I'm here with Mayor Dave Clews. Mayor, we got 2 minutes left. How about the trains? How are they doing?
Trains are coming in.
You're still scaring people with your hair when you're doing
I still love getting on the train and say, welcome to my hometown. I'm the mayor here.
This is real hair. But that's going to be gone in December because Jerry Enders is joining my committee, okay? And so we're going to make a lot of money on your hair. But what else you have going?
Besides the trains, with the trains, they've been running a market, crafters and farmers and stuff, which continues to grow. When they have nice weather, it's a packed house. That's been a real nice addition. We lost Giant Market quite a while ago downtown. And, for those who are living in the immediate downtown areas, there's very challenging for them to get their groceries now. Well, we have a local farmer who's going to be putting a market in.
Oh, that's great.
That, everybody's
Good
very
stuff.
excited about. Yeah, I've been a customer at theirs for some time now. And
now listen,
great addition.
What he's talking about, Explore Schuylkill, my friends. Go to their website. They do a fabulous job, and they'll tell you everything that's going on. It's always nice seeing you, David.
Always good to see you.
We're looking forward to June. I'm moving into some exciting things, but hope health is doing all right. Good.
Doing okay.
You think you make a couple more days at least?
Yeah, at least a week or two.
A week or two. All right, my friends, ssptv.com. Remember, we welcome your comments and your opinion.